Wow, that's pretty cool. Yes. Right on. I know there's probably nothing as attractive to the opposite sex than a man in a bee suit. As we go and head into the pollination hives to check on the health of the colonies. We have about, what would you say, about 60 colonies here? And Jerry and I are going to pop each one open, assess its health, and mark the ones that are weak or are dead outs.
Oh, how about that one, huh?
That's
the one that had the fur.
Bees have gotten a little punchy with all the work we've done with them. Thank gosh we have these bee suits on. Surprising they're so worked up because they have plenty of resources. We saw them all bringing in pollen. I wanted to show you these commercial pallets that we were using. These are just regular old pallets that have been reworked and cut to size. I'll see if I can find the plans for you. But then we put some 1x2 and 1x4 and some 1x1s to create the actual bottom boards on top. And there are these W clips here. And rather than using bottom boards, we just plop the boxes right into these clips, and we'll show you how that goes. And what you actually end up with is an integrated bottom board here. And we'll get 4 hives on each of these pallets. These are the same pallets we just showed you. Now they're loaded up. You can see that what we've done is the entrances are facing toward us right now. One is blocked, one isn't. And the way the pallets are built, these are the way the skids go into the pallets. We'll show you the plans. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to show you how the boxes go on, but we'll show you how that works in the groves tomorrow. But you can see how the furring around the edge creates a space for the bee space for the entrance. Here's an entrance right here, for instance. And then the clips I mentioned are there to create some space between, but also act as anchors for the edges of the box. And we'll show you again how that works when we get to the orange groves. Okay, it's Sunday morning. We finished early yesterday. We had been driving all day and needed to get some rest, so we finished about 4 o'clock. And then we inspected all the hives and found a bunch of dead outs, some that we were I mean, more than we had hoped. And but I think we'll do some hive splitting here. Today, the first order of business is painting the hives. And the bees are still a little punchy this morning, so we've gotten full suit up. And we've also got the smokers out because they seem to be, as my friend Jerry has described, the attack pheromone, or the protect pheromone has been released amongst these hives. So thank goodness we have our bee suits on today. What we're doing now is we're putting in screening material to close off the hives. The live ones we have here. So we simply cut off a piece of fiberglass screen off this roll here we bought at Home Depot. The length of the entrance. And then Jerry just simply stuffs it in the hive rather unceremoniously. This will keep the bees inside but give them some ventilation for the trip we're doing tomorrow. It's about 5:30 in the morning on today is Monday. You can see we've got all the hives loaded up. These are 2 high by 4 long across this 20-foot trailer. We probably would have been, if we didn't have the honey supers, or pardon me, yes, the honey supers right there. Probably could have gotten 5 across, or 5 along the bottom. Although we did close the entrances yesterday, I guess a few of those failed, and we do have a lot of bees flying. So we're going to suit up right now, and we're going to strap these down and then put a tarp on them for transfer up to the orange grove. These are the groves upon which we're setting the hives. This grower has 4,000 acres of trees. And you can see the trees here continue to have some fruit on them. Presumably these will be harvested shortly, and then the blooms come out in early to mid-spring. After we strap down all the hives, we then covered them with the tarp. That we then strap down as well.
I'm gonna go unhitch my truck.
Okay.
And bring the truck back here.
Great.
Because I got feed and stuff in there.
Perfect.
So I'll be back.
Hope you can see this. know what? You know I don't like wearing the moon suit. But gosh, I don't know what I'd do without it right now. I'm not sure if you can hear me over the din of the bees, but I wanted to show you this particular plant called Brazilian pepper. That's an invasive weed that blooms in early fall, September, October. The bees really love it, and it's everywhere here in South Florida. And Jerry brought his hives down here in fall so they could build up feasting on this plant. It's noteworthy or notable in its coloring, in that it has these red berries on it after they get pollinated. That rig for the front of his tractor is pretty cool, and we would be renting equipment if it wasn't for that. One more pallet and we're good to go, and you can see we've stacked up these medium supers, which will be our honey supers, and we'll put 2 to 3 of each of these supers on the hives that are in good shape, and hopefully within the next few months the bees will fill them with citrus honey. So for the hives that were thriving, we put 3 honey supers on each, which would equate to about 100 pounds of honey per hive, if we're able to collect that much. And then we strap them down, mostly just to keep the lids from flying off. You may notice that Jerry and I are wearing these rubber gloves. They're actually called nitrile gloves. You can find them at most paint stores. A lot of people use them to paint, to protect their hands from getting paint on them. We bought these at Harbor Freight Tools. They come in packs of 50, and these are extra heavy duty, so they're 9 millimeters, or 9 mils thick, not millimeters, 9 mils thick. We like these. The bees generally cannot get through these. I have gotten stung a couple of times through the gloves, but it's rare. You notice too, I can actually use the plastic to wrap it around the sleeve of my bee suit, so the bees can't get in there, and it's pretty tough. We like them. The only negative is that you sweat through them, but otherwise your dexterity is pretty good because they're thin enough, and they give you plenty of protection. So this is the jig for putting the boxes together.
Yeah, and so this had to be all adjustable. I had to poke a hole through here and a nail through the end of this screw. So it was pretty, one-time cobbled. I don't know if I could find all the parts to do it again. And then you have a furniture or a caster on the bottom,
Yeah.
which is from a Home Depot cabinet you know,
Yeah.
cabinet things. And then,
Cool.
you can make them out of metal. And then I just stack it so it's just the right height for holding a nail gun.
Can I see a couple of those corrugated plastic things? I got a
Yeah.
presentation on bee diseases tomorrow night.
This I got from, this is actually on the video, and I got it from Beeline Apiaries.
They sell the jig itself.
Yeah, they sell the jig, and they sell it in 3 different sizes: deep, medium, and smalls. But she said take the medium because you can use it for both deeps. And so you do this, and oops. You actually have. Do you have a jig? Or how do you do it? One by one? Oh man, I can do about, when I really get cruising here, I can do about 80 an hour. And that's with the parakeet I put into it. Now when I do the deeps, I have this little spacer. I just kind of put underneath here so that
Well, that's smart.
height. It runs a little smoother when I'm in mode. And then I grab these bars. And I pound these all in with a rubber mallet. And I haven't tightened this yet.
Do you glue?
I don't personally. If someone wanted an order, I'd probably do it just for the quality that they might want. But I don't.
No, nor do I. I just use a staple.
I do all those. This staple gun, I go 2 on each one.
Yep.
And then one of the tricks I do is that when I staple them, I tighten. When I pound them, I don't. I'm missing one here on this side. One of the tricks that I do that I don't think this jig was made for is that typically you take a jig and then you turn it upside down. Then you hammer in the bottom bars.
Yeah.
Then you release it, you pull it out, and you pull these 2 frames out. And then you're there trying to snap in the paracut.
Right.
I was like, this is not working for me. So what I do, you'll see, is I turn it upside down, I pop the jig and I lift the whole jig off, and I put the jig down here. Actually, you'll see it in my videos. The jig, I put the jig down at the exact height, which I stacked. Those boards have fallen out. It's a little awkward, but I think this is so cool. I want to show you. And then I bring all my frames that have been pounded and nailed at the top. You make me nervous with the video.
Sorry, man.
I'm not the movie star I am when I can edit my videos. So I bring all these down, and I slide them into like one whole brick.
Yep.
And I rest them right here. It matches up there. And I tighten them again. Then I just drop in the Paraco and put the top on at the same time.
Oh, that's smart.
And I tap the top in because it saves me the Paraco. Like this just goes in.
Right. And you put the bottom bar in.
And then I put the bottom bar on top.
Gotcha.
And then I tap those in. Now the problem is that I haven't perfected it. There might be some squaring issues. Someone was pointing out to me, you're thinking about how square they are. I'm like, they're square enough for me.
Right.
Some people.
And the foundation helps to square it up too.
Yeah. So I've got a full 11-minute video on that if you really.
These are grapefruit in the orange groves that we are placing the hives. And you can see that there's still fruit from last year on these. These are waiting to be picked. But I wanted to point out to you these buds. These buds are the beginnings of this next season's crop. And these are what the bees will be feeding on, the flowers from these buds. as the season progresses. We've been told that mid-March, early to mid-March, is when these blossoms will be in full bloom. You can see some more over here. Each one of those blossoms will become, in this case, a grapefruit. We're all packed up. Trailer a lot less stuff on it on the way back than on the way here. All the hives are set, and we get to leave the lovely balmy climes of South Florida for 41 degrees wet weather in DC.